when you find that right person and everything just clicks, you just know.
You know,
I
I
think.
promise you, when you know, you know. Hi friends,
Hey.
welcome back to our YouTube channel. Still can't believe it's been a week since we started YouTube. How do you feel about that, Baba?
Yeah, it's good. We made a start. So.
Yeah, at least we made a start. We're still trying to figure out our camera because we did buy a camera for YouTube, but we have no idea how to use it.
It's just a video for us to answer some of the questions that you had that you left in the videos or in the chat box, isn't it?
Yes, so we have
Yeah.
gotten some questions on TikTok from the last time we posted. So, Baba, do you want to do the honors of reading the questions and maybe we'll take turns answering the questions?
So, the first question is, where did we meet? Which I think we did cover in the other video, but I think it's probably just worth mentioning again, isn't it?
Yeah. I feel like I've said it over and over again, but I will always tell you guys where we met. So, where did we meet, Baba?
We met on Match.
And what is Match?
So, Match is a dating site where you have a profile, you put on pictures, you write details on your profile. It's kind of like a standard dating site, I'd say, where people can.
I think you're explaining too much. They know what a dating site is. You're so cute with the explanation.
Yeah, but it's not like a phone app where like you swipe left or right. It's like there's a profile. People like see your profile. People message you basically.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how every dating app works. Baba, you're like, it's a site where you have a profile. People like that's where every. It's just a dating site where you meet people. On to the next question.
So the second question.
Wait, Baba, I want to answer that one. That's mine. Well, you read it out.
Was it difficult for us to make a decision?
For me, it was not difficult to make a decision. I think my decision came pretty easy, although I did have a few doubts, and it wasn't doubts about your person. It was just mainly my doubts about my view of what I wanted or social media idea of what life was supposed to be. And we discussed about we talked about it and that was it. But pretty much from the first day that I met Richard, it was very easy. Our relationship has been very easy, very sweet, very cute, and I kind of just always knew that this was my person. Yeah. What about you, Baba? Was it difficult?
Yeah, I just feel exactly the same. The fact that everything went so smoothly, it just felt like a natural thing to do. Like,
true. I grew up with this notion of like love is supposed to be difficult, supposed to be this difficult thing, and if it's not difficult, if you don't have the difficult relationships, then it's not like real love. But with our love, it's been so easy, it's been so sweet and peaceful, and that has really changed how I think about what love should be. I really think it should be your place of peace. I really think that's how you know when someone brings you so much peace. It's like you could see yourself doing this for the rest of your life. Yeah. Well, that takes us to the next question. I'll read this one. How long did it take you to decide that this is it?
Well, suppose that is my question because I was the one that proposed to you.
Yeah. So I always ask people, like, what made you think? I know we talked about it, and I was like, well, if I don't get a ring on my finger, I'm not moving in, because you pretty much wanted me to move in like the next month. Yeah. And I was like, I don't want to move it until we're married.
Well, we'd always said that we were going to wait until the end of the year before we got married. But we had a trip to Paris coming up. Yeah. So I just thought, and that was kind of like late summer time, August, September. So I just kind of thought, well, this is the one that I want to be with. I've got no doubts about that. So I put an arbitrary waiting date to the end of the year. Why not just do it now? Like, we're going to a perfect place. I did loads of research on where we could do it. And I was just like, yeah, this is perfect. And it was a good way to do a surprise, because if you knew that we were going to do it at the end of the year, it wouldn't really have been much of a surprise when I proposed at the end of the year. Whereas doing it sooner, I thought, she's never going to expect this because we keep on saying.
It was so sweet, Baba Boom. Okay, next question. How long did it take you to decide that this is it? For me, pretty much the first night. After the first night that we spent together, I knew this was it. Like, I was like, there's no way this isn't it, because we just went into so much. Like, we had such a deep dive. That's why I love our first date so much, because we talked about everything and anything. We really just spent the night getting to know each other again. I could visualize my future with you on the first dates, and that was when I knew that this was it. In my heart, after that first night together, I just knew that it was going to be my husband.
Next question. Why do you call each other Baba? Oh, we do get this a lot, don't we, as well?
It's Richard's fault. It was one day he just out of the blue started saying Baba, and it just kind of stuck. He calls me Baba.
I
I
don't
call
even
him
know
Baba.
where
I
I'd
don't know
heard
how
it.
it happened. When we started calling each other Baba, we didn't know that it actually means babe in India, because a few people have reached out to me like, "Oh, do you know this Baba means babe or like baby like in India?" But we didn't know that it was just a term of endearment for us. It just felt
Yeah. It's
right
just like a
saying it. It was
sweeter
just like a
name to me,
yeah.
I
But the
think.
thing is, we have a lot of Nigerian followers, and the reason why a lot of people ask that is because in Nigeria we say Baba, which means like father. So that's why people are like, why they get a bit like, why are you calling me father? And
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
it's a bit weird for
It's
some
different
people. I
cultures, isn't it, I
understand that,
guess?
but for
Yeah.
us, Baba means baby, and that's what we're gonna call each other. So get on board.
And then the next question is, did you have to prove to your husband that you weren't with him for the wrong reasons?
Well, if you have to prove to a man that you're not with him for the wrong reasons, then I'm sorry, sweetheart, but that is not your man. I'm just so grateful. I mean, I understand the question, because for a lot of people, when they say interracial relationship, they think, oh, you're just getting married to him for his passport or for papers or whatever. But Richard never had, like, he was so surprised when people started commenting that on TikTok, and it was like, is this how people actually think? Does this really happen? He had no idea that people could like fake a whole relationship, get married to someone just solely because you want to get passports for that country. So I didn't have to prove it to him with my actions, with the way that I love him, with our life together. He knows why I'm with him, so I don't have to prove to him, I don't have to prove to the world why I'm with my husband. If you have to prove anything to anyone, it's just stressful. The right person will know why you're there, because you guys share a life together. You can't fake it. It's like we're with each other 24/7. If I didn't
Yeah.
love him, he would know. My
That's exactly
actions will show.
that's exactly
So
what
I
I
don't know
was
how
gonna
people are
say.
able to fake it. There must be really good actors to like
Yeah.
fake a whole relationship all because you want paper. So no, I didn't have to prove myself.
I think because on TikTok you're just seeing a snapshot of someone's life. So if
Yeah.
you see very select moments of someone's life on TikTok, you're not getting the full picture of who those people really are. But for us, like you've just said, we spend all the time with each other. So
Yeah.
we know each other well. So we don't even think to question it because we're together so much.
Right.
But if you're just seeing bits of someone's life, then I kind of understand why you question it, but I do still think it's a little bit strange if
And for us, it's just crazy because our relationship happened so fast and things moved so quickly with us. But even in that quickness and in that like uncertainty, I mean, like a lot of people would be suspicious because I was on the student visa. But Richard just never thought about that, like in his head, because he knew that I had other plans. My plan was never to stay in the UK. So when we met, that was one of the first things we talked about. It was like, I'll be willing to move wherever you you want to move on the first day.
yeah.
See, that's how I knew it was my husband. But
Yeah, I think we have definitely raised it as a question with each other before,
yeah,
but very quickly just been like,
yeah,
we
yeah.
know
We
it's
don't we
fine.
don't dwell on that. We don't have those
No,
conversations. Okay,
definitely.
we're talking too much now, and
Yeah.
let's get to the last question because I did promise this video was going to be under 8 minutes. How do you handle being in an interracial relationship where people could judge you? I think I don't know if that happens with you, or maybe it's just more so because I'm black. And sometimes I'll say this: it's not only white people that judge you when you're in an interracial relationship; it's also black people. Like I've had conversations with people where they're like, "Oh, I could never date a white man." Well, that's good for you, sweetheart, but I can, and I'm happy. So it's just like the rudeness of it. It's like people just feel like they can say whatever. Richard and I, we blended seamlessly. So for us, we've kind of created this space where it's only us that matters. Like I've gone to so many restaurants where it's like all white people, and apparently everywhere it takes me, I'm the only black person.
Sometimes it seems that way.
Yeah, but I don't care. I notice I'm staring, but I don't really care. I'm with my husband, I'm happy, and you just kind of learn to block the noise off, telling me, oh, you're married to a colonizer, this is disgusting. I've gotten so many of those comments, but I don't care what you guys think. I'm sorry, I just don't care. I am happy, and that's all that matters.
I just don't
For
care.
you, do you get
I-
that kind of like? Do you feel like people judge
Well,
you?
like you say, like we're more likely to be in a position where we're in a room full of white people and you're
Yeah,
the only black person. But I have had moments where I've been the only white person in a room, like when we've gone to Nigerian weddings
yeah,
or
yeah.
at church is another
Mhm.
example. But I just don't care.
Sure.
I've never thought about it, never questioned it. I don't really care. And the thing is, we're surrounded by people who don't care either. So my family have never questioned it. My friends have never questioned it because, they're decent people that don't judge people that way. So if you're surrounded by a network of people that don't care, then outside of that circle, I feel like you don't care either.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter, does it? We kind of just shut it out and we're just used to it at this point. But so I think that's all we're gonna have time to take today. But we hope you enjoyed the Q&A. If you have any more questions for us, remember to leave it in the chat box and don't forget to
like and subscribe and ring the notification bell. We didn't say that in the last video.
Okay, thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Bye.